I mean, Doc, I think, I mean, in reality is for Filipinos,
Mhm.
may hesitation pa, may stigma even in talking to a psychiatrist
Mhm.
or a psychologist. Uh, and I think one barrier is people literally don't know. Ano ba
Mhm.
to? What is
Mhm.
it like to talk to a psychologist? What is it like to talk to a psychiatrist and approach them? Alam natin that there are now more mga remote distance consultations going on. If somebody were to try it and to reach out to you, how does it usually go? Itong mga distance consultation, ano bang mga tinatanong niya? Ano ba yung pinag-uusapan? Maybe give us an idea na, how it goes, and maybe that can lower the barrier a bit for people.
Yes. So Robbie, that's very important kasi nga we want to fight the stigma, lessen the stigma, fight the stigma, and this is also one way of course, educating and raising awareness that it's okay to seek help, to talk to someone, to talk to a mental health professional whenever we feel, no, na parang meron ng effect ang ating mga symptoms felt if it has an effect already on our functionality. Yun naman talaga ang mga red flags na for us to uh, red flags which would point us or lead us to seek help already. Functional impairment when there is already mga absences from work, from school, and of course, if the symptoms persist, tumatagal siya, usually we give it a timeline of 2 weeks na tuloy-tuloy. Nahirap matulog, walang gana sa pagkain, nawawala ng pag-asa. And of course, we need to prevent that for someone to feel hopeless to the point of thinking about self-harm or threat to oneself or others. So, mas maganda if they talk to someone when they feel na they have these red flags. Huwag matakot kasi always we always make sure and we reassure them that when they talk to someone, to a mental health professional, it's always confidential. It's always confidential. Privacy is protected, and it's always an assessment. No? The first meeting is always an assessment. We ask them kung ano ang mga simptomas, ano ang mga nararamdaman nila in the past few days, in the past few weeks, as well as we look into some of the factors which may have caused for those symptoms to come about. So para ma-address din natin yon when we do our plan for the
Hmm.
treatment, no, or management. We always look at it, lahat naman po, no, be it anxiety, depression, we always look at it from a biopsychosocial perspective, meaning we look at the biological factors. For example, meron bang any use, for example, of any substances na which can affect one's mood, for example, no? And psychologically, we also look into an individual's coping skills kasi baka naman it's a normal stress. It's a normal stress reaction but kailangan lang i-enhance or strengthen ang coping skills of that person. And social factors is very important, which means that we also evaluate no kung kamusta ang social support, family support, support from friends, etc. of the person who are going through all of these symptoms of anxiety and depression.
Ay, doktor, na-intriga ako doon sa sinabi niyo, no, na biopsychosocial parate ang approach. Na
Yeah.
ironically, we've actually spent a lot of time talking about the psychosocial aspects. We assume that this is the one that is more technical, na hindi, it's more nebulous to people. Pero yung bio side, actually, ang hindi namin napapag-usapan masyado. What are the biological and biochemical things that are actually part of our everyday life, whether it's just drinking more coffee or sleeping a lot or sleeping less? What are the little things that we do to our bodies in the current routines na hindi natin naiisip na, huy, baka yan may epekto sa psychosocial aspect? Ay, what are the little things that we do at home habang naka-lockdown that
Yes.
maybe we can also pay attention to?
Yes, yes, Sir Robbie. Definitely, we really need to give equal importance, no, to our physical health and well-being, so the biological aspect of it. Number one, we have mga endogenous, no, na hormones and neurotransmitters which we can enhance to make us feel good, give us better mood, and make us feel happy. Number one, isa sa mga endogenous, no, meaning it's within us, and we need to strengthen it, boost it, is the endorphins, which are the happy hormones. And we can get this from
By,
physical
eat,
activity.
by eating
Physical.
chocolate.
Eating chocolates.
Iba pa yun. Iba pa yun, Ma'am Amy. We will go to that later. But the
Mm.
endorphins po, we can get this from physical activity. So any form of physical
Exercise.
activity, exercise, kahit kung nasa bahay, lalo na yung mga senior citizens that they cannot go out, stretching, galaw-galaw, kasi it
Zumba.
can boost that Zumba, yes, or yoga, stretching. It can boost the levels of endorphins, the happy hormones, as well as boost the circulation of blood circulation, especially
Mm.
circulation of blood to our brain,
Mm.
to help
Mm.
with our cognitive processes, makes us feel alert, awake, enthusiastic. So yun yung isa. No? Another is serotonin is also very important. As mentioned kanina by Ma'am Amy, there are food. No? This is also one of the hormones that which make us feel good and happy. It's available, or we can get it, no, from some
Mm.
of the food that we eat. Like as mentioned by Ma'am Amy kanina,
Chocolate.
dark. Ma'am Amy, it should
Dark,
be
yes,
dark.
dark.
Oo, dark chocolate,
Mm.
not just the white chocolate kasi nakakataba yun. Not
Oh,
just
don't
the
eat
white
dark.
chocolate or yeah, it should be 70% or higher. Oo, so yun ang
Cocoa.
serotonin. We can also get that from fruits, no, like banana. They are good
Mm.
sources of serotonin, and avocados and
Mm.
fish,
Okay.
fish with the omega 3. And ang isa pa din is one of the other hormones which is also very important, which gives us pleasure, which makes us enjoy life, is dopamine. And itong dopamine, we get this when we eat, when we exercise, parang pareho din siya, no? So we can also get this from doing things na which make us feel good or happy. For example, find a stress outlet na pag ginagawa natin yon, we feel good and happy. Yung iba, they are during this time of work from home or quarantine sa bahay natin tayo, they rediscover talents or skills na
Mm.
somehow baka noon they forgot, no, that they were also good pala about it, like playing
Mm.
musical instruments, painting, cooking, baking. Ang dami ngayon, no, na they are able to come up with all of these magnificent na mga yung mga products nila, and then they post it online, and this gives them more it
Mm.
helps, no, to boost their self-esteem, self-accomplishment. Merong bago ngayon, no, yung raising plants, di ba? And studies have shown that
Mga
Tinta.
plantita.
plantita. Yeah, and studies have shown that it is also good because it gives purpose and meaning to our lives. Kasi we are taking care of our living
Mm.
organism. And when we are able
Okay.
to do that, naalagaan natin sila. So it also gives us that
What about,
sense of
ma'am, sa bio pa rin, na pag-awayin lang natin, kape versus tsaa? Because I've been getting so many different, I mean, what would you recommend? And for that matter, nabanggit nyo kanina, dark chocolate kasi nakakataba kung ano. What about sugar? Is sugar just, and carbohydrate for that matter, is that just about gaining weight, or does that have, does sugar and carbohydrates have impact on our mental well-being as well? But umpisahan natin sa kape versus tsaa.
Green
coffee.
tea.
And what we generally advise is to avoid anything black para so as not to affect our pattern of sleeping, kasi lahat po sila it can affect our sleeping patterns. Anything black or dark colored such as coffee, tsaa, even soft drinks, and other form mga Milo, basta mga ganon, mga drinks na which are dark in color kasi they have the caffeine content na which may affect our time of sleep, etc. But Again, ako naman, pag talagang if we need to take it, take it in the morning para paggabi, hindi tayo masyadong gising, no? And it may
Mm.
affect our sleeping patterns sa gabi. So generally, we avoid those. And sugar naman, in terms of sugar, carbohydrates, find the balance, limit it, everything in moderation. And studies have shown na kailangan we get enough sleep because sleep deprivation, in fact, no, can make us eat more of these sugary foods, starchy foods, yung mga processed food, no? Like so maraming ganon which can lead to weight gain because of the secretion of the hormones now which would make us eat more when we lack sleep. So very important to remember is we need to get adequate rest and sleep. Physical exercise is very important, and definitely we should love ourselves, take good care of ourselves, do the things that which make us feel good and happy, and remain socially connected despite the physical distancing.